Before that, we are going to have our closing note and remarks from Mr. Tauchi Noritaka, Consulate General from Japan in Mumbai. Mr. Tauchi Noritaka is a counsel with Consulate General of Japan in Mumbai. He has a bachelor's and master's degree in physics and was a technical officer with the National Police Agency Japan before joining the Consulate General of Japan in Mumbai as a voice console. So I would request Mr. Noritaka Tauchi to take over the stage and please share your remarks for the Konnichiwa Pune 2021.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so although the session is still going on stage 2, I'd like to give closing remarks. So Mr. Siddhartha Deshmukh, President of IJBC, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I'd like to express my appreciation to the speakers, panelists, and lecturers for the contribution to our online festival, Konnichiwa Pune, over 3 days. My deepest gratitude goes to all who attended the festival and helped to make it such a successful event. The Consulate-General of Japan in Mumbai aims to help Indians to deepen their understanding of Japan and strengthen friendship between both our countries through cultural events like this festival. Hearing and learning from speakers, panelists, lecturers, as well as audience has educated me on how many Indians are enjoying Japanese culture like ikebana, sado, origami, etc. And how they think this festival is a good opportunity to know about Japan. It's important to regularly have such cultural events that help people understand Japanese culture and gain an insight into Japan. The number of attendees in each session tells us in which part of culture Indians are interested and will certainly help us in planning such events in the future. I'm certain that the takeaways from this festival will further deepen our thinking and stimulate our consulate's work for the future. In my capacity as a representative of co-organizer of this festival, I thought it would be appropriate and useful to summarize some of the sessions. It will be useful for IJBC and the consulate, perhaps while considering next year's event. Firstly, I think the festival has been very effective in meeting its purpose, which is to bring people, businesses, and educational institutes together to promote the exchange of trade, culture, and educational ties between Japan and India in a friendly, festive manner, to provide opportunities to learn Japanese culture and know more about Japan for Indians. Secondly, during sessions of the festival, there were a number of important and interesting points. All of our speakers and lecturers have acknowledged that the festival is a unique event in Pune to know about Japan, Japanese environment for business, and Japanese culture. There were also many Japanese groups and people who talk about the important introduction of Indian culture and particularly mythology like Ramayana and Mahabharata in Japan through animation, plays, and even music. As a Japanese, I found this very insightful, and I'm glad the Japanese people get to experience Indian culture too. There were various panel discussions with many eminent personalities, most notably the one with Ambassador Sanjay Kumar Verma on the first day. It was a very enlightening discussion about how to facilitate trade, business, not just at the government level, but also by the private sector. People-to-people exchange, especially at the school level, was mentioned, and I agree that this is the sector that must be tapped. There were various demonstrations about Japanese culture, like sado, kimono, furoshiki, and etc. What one lecturer said is impressive for me. It is that if you do not understand your own culture, you cannot understand the culture of others. it may be a key point to deepen our mutual understanding. The sessions about Nagaland were a very rare opportunity to listen to the detailed culture and history of Nagaland and to see shiitake mushroom farmer. The session about higher education in Japan was also enlightening. It gave me a fresh perspective from the eyes of an Indian professor in a Japanese university, as well as from a Japanese language teacher in India. Over the course of 3 days, there were also many sessions about food, culture, and business practices in India and Japan. The similarities between our two countries gave me something to think about. But I also noticed the differences which make both our countries unique. It was very educating. In addition to this, I'm sure that all of sessions are important and useful for our consulate to consider future work. Fortunately, next year is 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Japan and India. And Japan has designated the year of 2022 as Japan Southwest Asia Exchange Year, with the aim of taking Japan's relations with 7 countries of Southwest Asia to new heights. And I have heard from Mr. Siddhartha Deshmukh, president of IJBC, that IJBC is planning to have many events next year, including Konnichiwa Pune, to celebrate the anniversary. I believe IJBC and the consulate will be able to have more wonderful events based on what we learned from this festival. Before ending my closing remarks, I would like to convey a special thanks to the technicians who have been extremely cooperative to broadcast the festival through online platform for 3 days. Finally, my sincerest thanks are reserved for Mr. Siddhartha Deshmukh, President of IJBC, Mr. Abhishek Chaudhary, Vice President of IJBC, and all members of IJBC for their priceless contributions and for running a smooth festival. Thank you for listening, and thank you for 3 days.
So thank you, Noritaka-san. It would
Thank
not
you.
have been possible to hold this Konnichiwa Pune without your help, without consulate's help. So the way we continuously received your help in everything, right from talking to you, getting your guidance, finances, everything. So I think it's really great to see the bonding between Consulate-General of Japan and Mumbai and IJBC growing, and together we will be able to make a mark to take this relationship to the newer heights. So once again, I thank you very much for your time, for your patience, and just to being with us.
Oh, thank you, Abhishek-san. I'd like to do everything what you need. So please let me know when you need my help.